Hi, my name is Ryan Lane, and welcome to my review channel. So for today's movie, I will be reviewing Smile, directed by Parker Finn, written by Parker Finn, and starring Sosie Bacon, Jessie T. Usher, and Kal Penn. Anyway, this film tells the story of Dr. Rose Cotter, played by Sosie Bacon. Awesome last name, by the way. Anyway, she is a psychiatrist who works in an emergency mental ward at a hospital. She really empathizes with her patients. She wants to help them, and while she doesn't believe in the delusions, she never resorts to calling them, as one cop in the movie refers to them, head cases. And this is an important part because, well, one day she picks the wrong person to help out. A young woman who talks of seeing a demon that says awful things to her and does horrible things to her. And this woman eventually commits suicide in the most gruesome way possible, triggering a literal Hell's Week for our main protagonist. And usually in many of these types of movies, the way it works is, our main protagonist, a doctor, just would be sort of callous towards her patients and just disregard them as, well, like I said, head cases and, well, crazy, but, well, with little to no empathy. But this protagonist, she really cares about her patients, so much so that when the role is reversed and when she does eventually unravel over the course of the movie on account of, having a force of evil try to kill her and such, you feel bad for her when other people refer to her as crazy. It's like, normally it would elicit laughter of schadenfreude from karmic justice, but in this case it's just ironic and sad for her. And so that's like a big thing. Also, this film is designed to make you feel uneasy. Everything from the cinematography to close-ups with shallow focus to the way the camera simply pans from a character's horrified reaction to what they're actually looking at that's horrifying them is very simple but very effective. Also, the score as well, and not just the score, but the sound design. The things in this movie are loud. Everything from phone calls to home alarm systems. Everything in this film is designed to put you on edge as Dr. Cotter herself. That is, like, really good. Plus, another great thing about this film are the supporting cast themselves. One, they're really funny. Like, the film isn't exactly a Jordan Peele laugh fest, but when they are given funny lines, they are really funny. They're just the simplest things. Like, for example, at one point in the movie, after being scared, Dr. Cotter drops a glass and has to clean it up. And then it happens again, to which her husband, played by Jessie T. Usher, goes, "Did you drop another glass?" It's not as funny as I make it sound to be. It's much funnier in the film itself. Plus, another great thing about the supporting cast, you can all tell that they genuinely care about our main protagonist. Again, normally most typical horror movies would have the supporting cast just be forgettable or, failing that, just awful people, two-dimensionally, aggressively unlikable people. But in this film, you can tell they all genuinely care about her. Even the kind of asshole-ish characters, you can tell there's something of an inkling of caring for the main character, which makes it sadder all the same to see our main character, Dr. Cotter, unravel over the course of the film. And so, yeah, it's also the horror. The horror is really good in this movie. Like, this film achieves a cinematic masterpiece. It manages to do jump scares well. Normally, when I do reviews about horror movies, I complain about cheap jump scares. But this film manages the impossible and manages to do them well. I'm not sure how, if it's through the cinematography, editing, blocking, or a combination of all three, but this film manages to achieve good jump scares that had me jumping out of my chair on a few occasions, saying, "Oh, jeez." That is really good. Plus, the film has plenty of non-jump scare-based scared. Everything from just, like, almost Michael Myers-esque approach to the scares, where the character just stands menacingly those who watch SpongeBob, you'll get the reference. But basically, just everything from the menace just staring down our main protagonist as she tries to pretend it's not there is just really good. Plus, also the malevolent entity itself is really unnerving. It sneaks up on you in the most creative and unexpected ways possible and has an almost Terminator-like walk to it. The actors do a really good job of contouring their faces into so wide they hurt and terrify you smiles. It is so good. And I thought, to me, a goth smile from Pearl was terrifying. Oh, no. Smile is like, we can do better than that. And plus also just the gore is like really well done. There's like some H.R. Geiger level, terrifying imagery in this movie. So yeah, there are a few things though, not wrong, but just familiar with this movie. Like for example, there's the running theme of trauma throughout the film, and it's handled well, but I mean, other films have kind of handled it. Thankfully, this isn't handled in the way other films tend to handle it. This film takes how trauma is passed on, and it's both a plot point and a thematic point for the main character. But again, yeah, you're not going to see a new theme for a movie. In fact, many of the horror films I've covered have covered trauma. But again, this film handles trauma well. Plus, also with regards to familiarity, there are a few familiar plot points. Like, for example, there's kind of the obligatory Google search to, figure out what demon it is. Honestly, at this point, with so many Google searches in movies for demons and other malevolent entities, I'm surprised an internet giant hasn't tried to capitalize on this and come up with like, are you being haunted by demons? Type here for answers. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't become a plot point in a parody movie of some sorts. Yeah, plus there's also kind of the search for clues, and the way the malevolent entity works, it kind of is similar to that of other horror creatures, a la, say, It Follows. So yeah, despite having some familiar horror tropes, Smile more than compensates thanks to great performances, empathetic writing, and amazing scares. So with all that in mind, I will be giving Smile 4 out of 5 stars. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. If you like this review and would like to see more like it, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And for today's comment section prompt of the day, did you like Smile? Why or why not?